In a world where we are bombarded and often entangled in social media, not due to our choice, but rather how we grew up and how the world operates, such as being on LinkedIn for professional purposes, or having an Instagram to show off your pictures and connect with friends, using TikTok to pass time, or Facebook to stay in touch with our family and keep old pictures that you don't want to lose, and try to avoid some memories you don't want to remember. It can be really overwhelming. Like, honestly, social media is, I think, a blessing, but also it can be a little problematic and, of course, very exhausting. So, I wanted to take a moment today to talk about taking a detox from social media and kind of reforming your own relationship with how you use it and what can be beneficial for you. I am not the most active creator, as you may see my feed, and I'm also dealing with some health issues. If you're curious, you can always subscribe and look at my other videos. I started blogging when I was a teenager. I got into coding and whatnot from MySpace, and then Instagram came out, Facebook was popular, tried to fit in and be cool and express myself in my own way. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I come from the generation where, like, I'm on the cusp of millennial and Gen Z. Social media has been ingrained in me since I was essentially a teenager, so it's a little bit different for people who are born more recently, but I think we can all agree that it can be tiring to kind of keep your professional image or keep an image at all. Like, there are people who try to use these platforms authentically and just stay in contact with friends. In general, social media teaches us like how to present ourselves, gives us opportunities to share our stories, which is really awesome. There's a lot of nuance to it though, because obviously you have filters and you have photo editing apps. You also have the power of language and emojis, and it's very much a popularity game sometimes. And of course, with so many people using it, there's just a lot to keep up with and a lot of opportunities to compare ourselves to others, to be jealous of how a person is doing, of how well that you think they're succeeding, or how great they look. So basically, because I was vlogging from a young age and I went into content creation on YouTube and did Twitch for a bit and stopped doing it because I got burned out and realized I didn't actually enjoy it, you learn a lot about social media. And while it's a viable career for many people and also a really great opportunity and platform, I don't think it's for everyone. And I think there are ways that we can kind of balance our time and our minds and just try to use it healthily, because everyone has different limits. Like, for me, I'm more introverted, so I don't really want to talk to several people at a time or at all. Like, I just want to stay cozy, you know, in my own circle of friends. But I do enjoy connecting with others. Just hard for people to maintain so many connections and so many conversations. Like, we all have different levels of what we can handle. And when you try to be a content creator or an influencer or anything in that realm, you're kind of just putting yourself out there, and then some people invite that opportunity to talk so that they can build their brand and so on and so forth. Like, engagement is key, right? Speaking of, you could like the video and comment if you'd like. I promise that won't drain me. And we really live in a society where social skills and extroversion are highly valued. Like, I think introverts are also valued. If you're introverted too, let me know. There's actually a TED Talk about the power of introverts, if you want to watch it. One of my bosses in college sent that to me because I wasn't as social as the others and I often wanted to go home after a long workday. So I think that was kind of negatively dinged against me, or people thought I didn't like them or was maybe antisocial. But in reality, I mean, maybe. But also, I was exhausted. Like, it's so tiring. Like, I can pretend to be social and actually socialize and get to know people and enjoy some parts of it, but I would be so drained by the end of that. I think I feel that way too when it comes to social media. Like, a lot of the platforms, there are a lot of platforms that exist, and it's good to pick a few that you think are your favorite and that fulfill you. And it's also good to not have to be on all of them. I mean, I get if you're making it a career and you rely on it for income, that might be necessary. But let's say you're a semi-casual user like myself, I think it's good to use it mindfully and just be aware of how long you use it, how much time you want to invest into it. So for example, one trick I learned from a YouTube video a long time ago is just to look at your feed and just notice what you're thinking and feeling. If you start comparing yourself, it's good to just turn it off or exit, or if you start to see that you're feeling really down, it's okay to close the app. Sometimes it's easy to kind of go in a rabbit hole of just all the things that people are saying, or I don't know, endless slime videos you want to watch. I think to some extent social media is inevitable, and I think that it can be easy to kind of take things personally of what people say or how popular you seem. And I guess the moral of the story that I wanted to share is you don't have to be popular. Like social media, people get paid to do social media really well. Like it's not super easy. Just because you're pretty or talented doesn't mean you will have an audience and you will go viral. And even if you do, it doesn't mean that you'll be successful. Like it's all arbitrary in the end. I think it's good to use platforms to express yourself and to find a balance that works for you. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I want to be more active, but for example, I don't want to take pictures of myself yet because I don't really feel that good in my body. In fact, I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain, and I don't feel good about my flab and my extra fat. And similarly, I don't also want to share every second of my day. I'm just trying to survive here. Screw social media. Like, it's so cool how people can enjoy it, inspire each other, and see really cool pictures and, you know, share our stories. And I think that's a wonderful value of it. And simultaneously, if you don't want to participate, you don't have to. It doesn't mean you're less worthy. It doesn't mean that you need to do that to prove that you are worth listening to. In fact, you don't even have to prove anything. Like, just be yourself. And I know that's so much easier said than done because sometimes you see those numbers and you wonder, especially if you're trying, like if you're really trying to be successful on social media and you do your best to take a very cute picture or post something that you think is important to be heard, and then crickets. For me, it tells my brain like, oh, okay, people don't really want to hear what I have to say, or people don't really care, or I'm not valued, I'm not worthy of sharing my voice. Like, I'm only worthy if I'm popular or if it's well liked. But the thing is that, I don't know, people are fickle, and of course not everyone's gonna like you. These are super cliche things that we know. When our main goal is to learn and to feel accepted and to feel loved in this life, that can really sting. Like, it really, really stings. Like a dislike on YouTube, or I don't know, no one replying to a story where you say you're sad. There's so many different layers of social media and how we use it. And I know one thing I learned is that, you know, people use social media in different ways. Sometimes people are more invested, sometimes people don't have the energy to read long stories or be a source of help, and that's okay. And sometimes we don't have the energy for that, so we don't check it often, or we don't use it. So to each their own. You do you. Do what makes you happy, and understand that social media is just a part of life. It doesn't have to be your life, and if you suck at it, it's okay. I do too. We're in this together, and it's fine. It's totally chill. Like, detox as much as you want, and chillax. Do what you can. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later.